Jazz, it's Jen. This is another Jen is Zen episode of Reframing Me. In these short bits, I give you something to meditate on or journal about. Today, I'd like you to think about this. Our discontent often comes from our desire to control the situation and to predict the outcome. Acceptance that we can't do that can be a huge relief and an opportunity to move forward. I have told you this before, but I am controlling. I do think that controlling gets a really bad reputation. I'm not like a manipulative controlling, not at all. And I think when someone says controlling, that's what we tend to think. I mean, my mind goes there too. But when I say I'm controlling, I don't mean that. I mean that I feel the need to keep things under control. So I guess the difference might be keep things under control, not under my control, maybe. I think some of this is, yes, personality related, but a lot of it, I think, is situational, which is probably why a lot of us moms feel, or maybe are even told, that we're controlling. But it's that mental load that we carry. All of the stuff that we have floating around in our heads that I think sometimes we don't even realize is floating around in there. I know that I worry about myself because I feel like I am so forgetful, like forgetful of things. Like I rarely know where my phone is. I forget to place grocery orders often, or I'll go out into the garage or another room and have absolutely no idea why I went there, or forgetting years of my life, just the little things. But then there are mornings like today so my alarm went off at 6 and I went over to push snooze. But then without even thinking or processing or looking at anything, I remember that I saw a text from my son that I didn't even open because I knew it was one of those that he was only sending to me to kind of file it away because I recognized it as a Sign Up Genius reminder. And so I knew without even looking at it that it was because he had to sign up for volunteer hours for National Honor Society, which meant that he was doing drop off at an elementary school. And I somehow must have at least seen enough of the image to see that it was today. And I knew that that meant that he had to get up and out super early. So literally, as my brain is just opening up shop for the day, about to push snooze for just a smidge extra of sleep, instead, I realized that I needed to get up and remind him to get up and out. So while yes, I may use the Find My iPhone button on my Apple Watch at least probably 25 times maybe a day, my brain appears to be working just fine between 6 a.m. and 6:01 a.m. But that's the type of controlling that I am. Manipulative controlling would be making it work in my favor, which would not be getting my snooze and then needing to drive the others to school because he won't be back in time, which sets my day back a good hour. And yes, I do reward myself for my troubles by getting Starbucks, but it's from my least favorite Starbucks in the area. So is it even really a reward? So yeah, I am controlling, but someone needs to be controlling. Someone needs to know who is where and who needs picked up when and who needs what appointments scheduled and when those appointments are, and remember to get them to set appointments and remember when pictures are and who their friends are and which classes they have and when they need to register for classes for next semester, and that I need to schedule driver's ed and that college decision day is tomorrow and we still don't have a decision, and try to guide them to make a decision without actually making it about me in any way, because that would be manipulative and I don't want any part of his actual decision. But I still need to guide him in making his decision, which is a crazy fine line to try to walk. And I need to remember that there is laundry that needs to be turned over so that it doesn't start smelling icky, and that it's Tuesday. And so I need to get a podcast out. And that means tomorrow is Wednesday and my grades are due for the semester by 2. So I do actually have my own things going on in my head too. But when you've spent all of these years carrying this mental load and trying to keep so many balls in the air, So many aspects of various people's lives under control. I think for us, it's a lot harder to accept that there are some things that you cannot control. And I will be honest, that's where I feel like I know I can use some work, knowing when to take a load on and when to let things go. Much of our discontent, our anger, our frustration, our sadness, our loneliness, much of our suffering is created out of our desire to control or predict things. Most of these situations don't come with the emotion built in. We attach the positive or the negative to it. We've talked about this when we talked about stress. Stressful periods are just that, stress. Stress itself is neither positive nor negative. It's actually neutral. We attach the positivity or negativity to the event. We have the power to control our thoughts. We have the power to control our experiences. We have the power to control our reactions. And if our reaction gives way for acceptance, just accept them as they are, not trying to control the situation, not trying to predict the outcome. We can avoid these feelings of discontent or unrest and experience internal peace. If and when we can accept that no, we cannot control the situation, no matter how out of control it feels. If and when we can accept that no, we cannot change a situation. We cannot predict a situation, no matter how much we would like to change it or how much help it would be to predict it. Our discontent often comes from our desire to control the situation and to predict the outcome. Acceptance that we can't do that can be a huge relief and an opportunity to move forward. Maybe it's not from where you want to be, but it's from where you are. What would happen if instead of putting that positive or negative frame around it, you just accepted it as is? Thank you so much for being here, for listening, and for joining me once again. Please share the show with your friends. Please reach out to me on socials. It's Reframing Me everywhere. I would love to connect with you. Until next time, be well and communicate.